Hi guys, I'm Dan. I'm here with the National University Esports League, and joining me is Carnifexism and QuadCannon from Cambridge. How are you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing good.
Hello. Yep, we're good as well. Thank you.
Good stuff. All right, so you guys have been playing the NUEL. What was the sort of thing that got you guys together as a team?
We actually started. Cambridge started the NUEL last year, in fact, where from the team we have now, it was Chestbridge, me, and Masnarek. We met up at a LAN party at the beginning of the year, and there was also Martanga and Duke of Sam and Dan Tin involved as well. So us six got together in a LAN party, and we decided to look for some tournaments to play in, and we noticed that the NUEL was just starting up on the day of our LAN party at the time, like in an hour. So we decided, oh god, let's quickly put together a team, practice a match, and then let's go into it. So that's what we did, and that's how the team formed. Literally, like the first 6 people who turned up the LAN party, we got together and we signed up, and an hour later we were in. So that was then, but since then, of course, our team has changed slightly. So for the summer tournaments, we found QuadCannon, who didn't know about this, the society or anything that was going on for gaming, and he just appeared and oh hey, yeah, I'm challenger on 2 accounts. I play mids. Oh, this is great. So we put him onto the first team. We decided in the end. And then signed up for the summer tournament with me in AD carry. I was mid lane before, and so I got moved to AD carry because he called me mid, and then the rest of the team was about the same. So that's how the team formed. We had sign-ups on our society page, and it's mostly the same teams before, with the introduction of QuadCannon.
That's cool, man. I like that Quad just sort of walked in, just yeah, I'm too good for these smaller teams. I'm just going to walk into your first team. I'm going to make you can move to AD carry as well while you're at it. I'm going to take your spot. Sort of on a personal level, what do you guys both study at university?
We both do medicine. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm a third year. Carney's a second year.
How do you find time to sort of balance the whole uni and then playing as well?
We don't. We're quite good at COD's got it easy this year because of how the course is set up. But what we do is normally we have people work during the day, and then you play at night, basically. And that seems to work okay. We have enough time. It just means that we don't do any other things, really. If we're practicing properly for the NUEL the weekend, it might be that we don't go out that week.
Yeah.
For example. But yeah, we find time. It's usually late at night, so it usually goes on until early hours of the morning. So.
It's usually 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. most of the times. Yeah.
Well, maybe a bit later.
Maybe a bit later. It depends.
And is that your team practice time, or is that sort of solo queue thrown in as well?
Oh, that's anything. Normal games.
Okay.
There's 3 of us. We often play with that at the other universities as well.
Yeah.
So we play quite a few normal games with people from Imperial, people from Warwick, occasionally Plymouth, for example.
That's cool.
So it's just a bit fun.
Yeah, so it's not all competitive. It's all about having a bit of a laugh as well with some of the other teams and stuff.
No. In fact, we don't do too much team practice as a 5 very often. We do spend a lot of time on Skype and chat and things, just talking about strats and things we want to practice.
Yeah.
And then in the NUEL games we implement it there. But for the most part, it's maybe 3 or 4 of us practicing every other day.
All right, that's cool. So I know you said Quad, when you joined the team, you sort of pushed Carney to AD carry. Have you always been a mid laner, or was that something you sort of decided you wanted to do for the team?
Yeah, I've always been a mid laner pretty much. The style of the champions kind of suits me because you can play aggressive, you can roam, you can do all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it's a fun lane.
What about you, Carney? What was it that sort of made you move to AD carry as opposed to top or support or whatever else?
To be honest, I prefer jungle to AD carry because you actually get to do stuff for the first 20 minutes of the game instead of just AFK farming. But yeah, AD carry was I think a good choice for me in the end because I'm quite careful and calculated with my decisions, and
And he
I'd
has
say
good mechanics for AD carry.
I have the patience to farm for 20 minutes, unlike some people.
That's one of my like I'm in support and I sit bot lane and I'm like, man, we have to make plays right now, like right now, and that's why I'm like gold 4, whatever. Let's not talk about it. So with you guys playing sort of mid and AD carry, they're both very sort of obviously carry focused roles, and you guys have become some very popular players through the stream and stuff. Do you feel like pressure sometimes in your games that you sort of have to perform to a certain level?
Not really pressure, but I also like I have the feeling I have to smash my lane sometimes. In order to win, I have to win my lane. Like I'm always like, even in solo queue, I have this problem. So it's even more of a problem in an organized team, obviously. But sometimes I just feel like I need to win lane. Like there's no other way of winning the game. So that's both an advantage and a disadvantage, because sometimes I push for plays when I shouldn't. So it doesn't end up too well sometimes, but sometimes it does. So it pays off.
So you guys are now obviously you've been doing really well this season. You won the November tournament. You 3-0'd last week as well, the first week December tournament. Do you feel like you're the strongest team in the NUEL right now? Do you think there's like what are the sort of big teams? Obviously the top 4 last time was yourselves, Birmingham, Nottingham, and IC. Do you think that's the 4 strongest teams in the NUEL right now? Is there anyone sort of coming up through the S League that you've noticed you're a bit scared of, or do you see yourselves as, yeah, we're the best?
Well, I can't say much about the S League because I haven't paid too much attention to it, to be honest. I've been focused on more or less the Super 8 and our group in particular. I'd say that the teams that will cause us like the most problems will be teams that make like cheese tactic plays early game, or teams that are quite organised, just rank 5s. So Birmingham is probably our biggest rival, and that's like spanning just all the way from the the summer tournaments to like the November tournaments. Like we're always in the finals together, so they're obviously going to be our biggest rivals. In terms of the other teams, I believe Grey Warwick actually have a quite strong team, and they were causing us some problems on Sunday, and it took us quite a lot of effort to try and figure out how to beat them. But apart from that, we're quite confident that we can beat all the other teams quite easily. And in terms of seedings, I would say I'm not sure whether the rest of the team would be as confident as me, but I think that we can smash any other team in the NUEL.
All right.
In a best of 3.
In a best of 3, actually.
Yeah.
Best of 1,
Okay.
we have a habit of messing up. But in a best of 3, I think we can suss out the only team and figure out how to win.
Quad, anything to add to that?
I do agree. Like the only way we lose is to some stupid cheesy tactic or some champion we forget to ban or something like that. So in best of 3s, we usually correct our mistakes, like both strategically and then we just win the other 2 games, as in the summer tournament. Because I think in both semifinals and finals we lost the first game and then came back for a 2-1. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's something sort of we've noticed. Like a lot of the time, I feel like you guys have really strong sort of pick and ban phases, especially if you drop a first game. You're quite good at reacting to that and changing up strategies. Like in the I think it was the summer tournament, either semi-final or final, where you played against it was a top lane Hecarim.
Manchester.
Manchester. It was Go Fish top lane Hecarim, and it smashed you in first game. And second game, lane swapped on it and absolutely destroyed it. Is strategy something you pay a lot of attention to? Do you sort of plan out pick ban phases as you go in, and do you plan out, we're going to lane swap this phase, we're gonna shut down whatever top laner or mid laner?
Well, for laning phase, we normally have an idea of what we're going to do sorted out before the game. But our biggest thing is during pick and bans, because we do quite extensive research into the enemy team. So for the most part, we can predict almost, we normally predict 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3 of their bans. And then for quite a few of the games, we actually predict every single one of their picks as well, and in the order, which is quite nice when we're trying to make a counter pick for their comp, because most of the time it's laid out on a plate for us. Although, in a few of the NUEL games, we completely mess up the pick and ban phase, and we realised it almost immediately.
But we did nothing to correct it. So.
And we do nothing to correct it during the game. So there's a few games that have been streamed that were quite embarrassing, but we'll put them behind.
So, so moving on. Obviously, last month you qualified for the Four Nations, the Riot UK tournament. Have you given much thought to that yet? You know, where do you think you stack up? When Nottingham Bears, for example, went to MCM, they were maybe seen as quite an underdog team, and probably performed a lot better than people thought they would. You know, they beat out FM Esports, who had Impaler and Kasing subbing for them, which was awesome. So how do you guys think you're gonna fare at Four Nations?
To be honest, we haven't looked it up too much yet. There'll probably be some things to do over the next week, but we don't know the teams, but we have an idea of where our weaknesses will be against highly organised teams. We have an idea of what we need to do in order to win. We feel like we could possibly make a few upsets, but we're not expecting us to do too much because we haven't practiced enough as a team to build up like team fight synergy and making like the correct calls at the correct time, for example. And we like to think that we won't finish last, but we'd like to think that we'd at least finish towards maybe the middle.
You've only got the whole of the NUEL to represent, so there's no pressure.
It's okay, no pressure.
Nothing at all. So I'm gonna wrap it up now, guys. So thank you very much for joining me. I wish you all the best in Four Nations and in the rest of the Super 8 for this month. Anything you want to say to any fans? I know you guys have quite a few fans now. You've become, you know, some of the more popular players. You got anything you want to say before we head off? Actually,
I'd like to point out something that a caster made a slight mistake on. And Chessbridge was quite salty about this. He was talking about his chess experience, and someone mentioned that his ELO was like 2,000 something-ish. He wants to clarify that he's actually ELO 2,480, to be precise. And he is on his way to becoming a Grandmaster, and at the moment is an international master in chess. So, just to clear that up. Yeah. Also, Masaneric says that his favourite champ is Annie, and please never ban it.
Quad, anything else?
Not much to add. Like, I have a fanboy called QuadCannon Fanboy, and that's not me, but I'd like to thank my QuadCannon Fanboy for his support, whoever that is. So, yeah.
You don't know who he is?
No, I don't know who he is. No, I have no idea. Yeah, great.
Just appears in Twitch chat.
It's not me. My account is called QuadCannon. So yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you very much for being here today, guys. Yeah, I wish you all the best. I've been Dan, Triple Dan, with the National University Esports League, and I've been joined by Carnifexism and QuadCannon from the Cambridge Dongers. Cheers, guys. Speak to you later.